One of the things that I really want to talk about, I've wanted to talk about this for a while, is how fun societies may be built on chaos. Why is it that life in Colombia or Brazil is so much more fun and festive than life in Switzerland or Estonia? You know? I just gave random examples, but I think those are pretty spot on to what we're trying to talk about here. The funnest places are always, in some ways, the most messed up, the most dangerous, the most unstable, politically, financially, you know, economically speaking. A lot of places that have this uncertainty, this what if something terrible happens and we lose life. Eventually what ends up happening is that a very fun and grateful culture is born through those experiences, through those, in those environments, you know what I mean? Is that something that is fair to say? I don't want to make assumptions, but I'm really playing with this idea, with this thought. I don't know where I'm going with this. I don't even know where I'm going right now because this sidewalk is not continuing. And guys, the Papo, if you're wondering, is our on-the-go walking podcast, the unofficial podcast that we've launched because I don't really like sitting at a desk and talking nonsense. I like to be on the go and talk nonsense. And I don't have any guests right now for the podcast. Maybe we'll get guests. If you want guests, please drop a comment. But this is a dedicated space for us to mainly discuss ideas. So tell me what you think, guys. Is there a connection between chaos and fun? I'm not talking about better or worse. I'm not talking about good and bad. I'm not talking about life in Brazil being better than life in Switzerland. You can measure the quality of life, you know, using different parameters or metrics or whatever the hell you want to call what you measure with. A lot of the stability that we see, you know, for certain people here in the US, a lot of the individualistic culture and the consumerism and this obsession with me and what I have, and it comes at the expense of all the other stuff. You know what I mean? The family time, the festivity, the joy. You go to certain parts of Latin America, I'm sure Southeast Asia, even the Middle East. You look at the way families get together, the nightlife, the fun, all these things that are created out of environments that really suffer wars, corruption, crime, and you wonder, is there a connection? For me, I feel like there has to be, but I want to ask this as a question to you. You know, what do you think? But yeah, guys, how about Houston? Houston is not a place that is particularly beautiful, but it is a place that's special. When you come here, you're gonna have to interact with the people here to find out why it's such a cool place. And I showed a little bit of that in the People of Houston, Texas video that you can find on the main channel. But also, I think that Houston is a good example for this discussion. Houston is a little chaotic. Houston is a little dirty and mucky and the weather's not nice, and you know, there's a lot of reasons to not like this place, but I feel like because of that, the people of Houston have decided to cultivate a fun environment. So where am I going with this, guys? Why am I even talking about this? That's the biggest question. Why is Adam talking about this now? Why Adam and why now? Well, why Adam? Because I have lived in different parts of the world. I have traveled to different parts of the world. And that's what I've been noticing over time, is that, wow, there are good and bad things about life everywhere. I can't say for sure that life is better here than there, but for certain reasons it's better here, for certain reasons it's better there. I've lived in the US, Israel, Brazil, spent some time in Portugal, spent a lot of time in Latin American countries all over, and a lot of travels across Europe. I've noticed that oftentimes some of the cleanest, safest, beautiful countries with stability are boring. You guys don't have chaos here, right?
Sometimes, but it's chaos for us, but for you, maybe not.
For me, I'm bored. We're all enjoying in our own way. We're all suffering in our own way. I just feel like it's about understanding where we're lucky and where we're unlucky. You know? For instance, you might be sitting where you're at right now, and you might be thinking, hey, this guy's so lucky. He's walking around with a camera, just talking about whatever he wants. Nobody's bothering him. He's out in the US. I wish I can go to the US. Where I'm at is not good. Or you might be saying, hey, that looks miserable. Sweaty man walking the streets of Houston while I'm sitting up here in the Swiss Alps. You know, like, It's all about perception and the moment and what mood you're in and where you are in life. And I want you to know that no matter where you are, whether you're in a place that's so chaotic, dangerous, worrisome, I want you to know there's probably a lot of things that you have that are very valuable that other people lack. And I probably mentioned this briefly in my other videos in certain moments.
Even if you live in a society where things seem to work very well, be very clean, be very safe, you can still lack many things in life. Maybe sunlight, maybe good food, maybe experiences, maybe people that are there for you. And so it's important to talk a little bit about that, just to mention you might be out there somewhere in the world in a country where you think life is not good, but you have a lot of things that people out here are missing. So appreciate them and carry on.
Sometimes I have interactions with people that make me realize, wow, why would I complain? How much good in my life? But anyways, this is important, guys. I want you to understand, you are lucky because you might live in a part of the world that is so chaotic, dangerous, worrisome, but you might have a wonderful family. You might have friends who just have unlimited energy to get together and laugh and do things together and appreciate every moment that you have. And let's go to the beach, because who cares? Because what else are we gonna do? Because life's short, because we might not have life tomorrow. Let's go spend this last amount of money that we have in our bank accounts and do a barbecue. You know, like some people might perceive it as different. Hey, that's not smart. You should be financially responsible, save your money, put a down payment on a house, like, you know, start your family. And then, you know, a lot of those people are not spending a lot of time with their family because they're building their business. A lot of those people are not calling their friends anymore because, you know, they've settled down, whatever it is. You know, you're gonna see pros and cons, pros and cons. I can't be the one to tell you what's better, what's worse. I just wanna bring light to this. Whether you are in a place that is ugly or beautiful, that is rich or poor, that is chaotic, calm, you're gonna be lucky in some areas of life, you're gonna be unlucky in others. And I don't know what to say, what's better. And I know that I sound repetitive just because I'm repeating this over and over as we walk through different parts of the city. I just wanna get the point across. And when I edit this video, I'll make sure that I do. I'm very scattered with my thoughts. You know, this is something that I would essentially, you know, I would eventually wanna write a book on, but I don't know how to write. So all I know how to do is tell it to you like this. I'm starting to feel the Houston humidity, guys. Let's go get ourselves a cold drink.
Thank you.
Thank you. The reason why I'm posting this video is so I can hear your thoughts, you know, share my thoughts with you, but ultimately hear your thoughts. Maybe you have an experience that's different. Maybe you're in a different part of the world I've never been to. Maybe you have a different angle, something to kind of, you know, add to this whole idea of chaos and fun being linked. You know, maybe chime in, give me some feedback. Give me your thoughts if you want to share them. Maybe we might not have the ability to interact in real life. I hope we do, but if we don't, this will be our way of doing it. And so I want to put it out there. I don't know who's gonna watch this. I just think that it's an important topic, especially when we look at the world and see how it's a very uneasy place, an uncertain place for a lot of people, scary at times. Honestly, now scarier than, I don't know if it's because I'm getting older or it's just because where we're at in time, but it's a little scary, and I want to be very intentional and thoughtful with the videos I make. And so I don't want to just post to post. I don't want to just go travel and say, hey, look at this food I'm eating. I want to really let you know I'm thinking about you. And I know that no matter where you are, you have something valuable that many other people wish they had. Hold on to it, cherish it, appreciate it, love it. And I hope that you get as many of those things in your life and you live as long as possible to enjoy them. I love you all, and I hope you have a great weekend. Bye-bye. And subscribe to the fake podcast, the Papo, which, by the way, means conversation in Portuguese. It's a slang word. I love that word, Papo. It's like a little talk, a little chat. So I hope we can have more of these. Anyways, Yalla. See you soon. How'd it go, man?
It all good.